can send it to us. He has so far.
Revision. All right. So today's testing of the X-68 Stormtrooper. We'll be using the 9.9 gram Riot balls. So let's get those sized up and do a quick little weigh-in 6 rounds. We'll be doing 3 magazines for a total of 18 rounds. 9.93, 9.93, 9.93, looking pretty exact. 9.85, we'll call that 9.9. Well, this one's actually 10 grams. All right. 9.96, I'll call that 10 grams. Okay, so that's 6 rounds. They're between 9.9 and 10 grams. We may just end up using 10 grams for the testing purposes today. And they measure out at 681. .681. .681. They all pretty much drop through the 681. They do not drop through the 678, do they? So 681s. That's what we're going to call them. All right, we'll be using this ammunition today in today's test with 3 times 12 gram, 36 gram CO2 test using the CO2 preheater on the X-68 Stormtrooper. All right, so today we're going to do a little further testing with the X-68 Stormtrooper with the CO2 preheater. We'll be firing or shooting 3 magazines of the 9.9 gram Riot balls. I made a few changes in the design, mostly the plumbing. I got rid of the GOG on and off and replaced it with a 8890 on and off, which should be less restriction, I'm hoping. Pretty sure it will be. And then I kind of piped it a little differently. This one does have a gauge, which is reading, it's very small. It's tough for my eyes. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it's reading around 900 PSI. I pre-punctured the Umarex, the 2 CO2s that are in the Umarex, just to make sure that I didn't have any leaks upstairs after redoing the plumbing. So everything looked good at that point, at least to the on-off valve. I'm going to puncture the 12 gram I have in the handle, and then at that point we'll have 2 12 grams here, 1 in the handle, a total of 36 grams of CO2. And we'll see what numbers I get. Let's see. Let's go ahead and puncture this. Hopefully there's no further leaks. All right, sound like a good puncture. So we'll proceed with the testing. I have at the back gauge, right now this, again, the on and off is off. So we have a back pressure from the handle cartridge of, it looks to be about 600 PSI. Now, once I close this, we should have the combined 900 with the 600. It should, I imagine, at least go level out to about 900, maybe a little more. So let's see what we get there. And the preheater is automatically cycling on and off. Wow, that is tight. Wasn't expecting it to be that tight. I mean, use my right hand. Good grief. One thing I don't like about that 8890 gram on and off is under pressure, it is not easy to turn. All right. It did come up. So the big gauge The small gauge said 900. The big gauge is now saying 6, 7, 8. All right, it's sitting at about 800, I guess. So we'll turn the laser on. We'll put a magazine in here. The first magazine's been dropping out on me. So I'm just going to, as a precaution, because these magazines are expensive, I don't want to hit on the floor again like it did last time. I'm just going to throw a little electrical tape around the bottom of this handle just to make sure it doesn't drop out on me. All right, so we are hot right now. We get the X radar out, and we'll see if we can go through these rather quickly. Try to keep the video a little short. And yeah, we're sitting at about 800. That was punctured prior to me turning on the preheater, so honestly, I don't think the preheater is going to give me much benefit, but we'll leave it on anyways. Let's see what we get. All right. Magazine 1, shot 1. Wow, that was loud. 476 feet per second. Whew. I'm still sitting at 800 PSI. Man, that was really loud. Mag 1, shot 2. 456 feet per second. Shot 3. 452. Shot 4. 444. Actually, 442. Should be shot 5, I think. 432. And it should be the last shot, 6. 422 feet per second. So that's mag 1. That is, well, the tape seemed to do the job. It's pretty bad when you gotta tape your magazine to keep it in there. Oh, maybe that wasn't a good idea because all that pressure apparently beat the shit out of my magazine. All right. Let's put this down for a minute. Pick up my follower. Hopefully it ain't broken, but it looks like it. All right. Looks like that wasn't the best idea I've had lately. Taping that mag in. Wow. Okay. We will not be doing that. Next time I'll just try to catch them when they fall out till I figure out how I can avoid these things from happening, I guess. Anyways, I'm sure those were going to be good numbers on that first 6 rounds. Wicked loud, wicked powerful. All right, let's go with mag 2. And we'll try to push through these. Mag 2. Let's get the radar on these. We're still preheating. Again, I don't think I got the pressure increase that I had last time I did this because I didn't start the preheat soon enough, but at least it's warming things up now. All right, shot 1, mag 2 of the 9.9 gram Riot balls. 422 feet per second. All right, shot 2. 412 feet per second. Shot 3. 400 feet per second. Shot 4. 390 feet per second. Shot 5. 382 feet per second. Shot 6. 372 feet per second. And let's see if we can get through the third mag. Again, my goal all along was for this setup with 36 grams of using 12 grams because they're more economical. The whole goal was to get through 3 mags, so a total of 18 rounds, with pressures north of 285 feet per second, with the heavier ammunition, 9.9, 10 gram ammunition. So I was able to pretty much do that last time. Let's see if we can repeat it. Mag 3, shot 1. 370 feet per second. Mag 3, shot 2. 364 feet per second. And we go shot 3. 352. Shot 4. 342. Shot 5. 328 feet per second. And this should be the last shot 6 of mag 3. 312 feet per second. Now, I am a very happy man because I was hoping my last shot, 18th shot, would be 285 or better. Last round of testing, I think it was test 4 final. I got the video on that. I ended at like 270 was the 18th shot. And it was still like 33 joules. I mean, nothing wrong with that. But this is much better test this time. So I think I was getting quite a bit of restriction from that GOG on and off that I'm no longer having in the system now that I'm using the 8890 on and off. Things nice and warm with the preheater. Everything's nice and warm here. So I still have about a little under 500 PSI. Yeah, both gauges tend to agree here. So I got about 500 PSI left. You can see that there. The gauge on the bottom's really tough to read, but it's showing about 500. So let's go ahead and I'm not going to, well, maybe I will chrono them. I got one magazine is maybe destroyed now. I don't know. I'll have to take a look at it later and see if it's salvageable. I hope it is because these things are like 45 bucks a piece. All right, let's just pick up a few of these rounds I got. Maybe I will continue. Let's see if I can get a 4th mag. If I can get a 4th mag out of this setup, I will be happy. Actually, I'm already happy. I'll be static. I got 4 there. Where's my other rounds? 4. Shake down the target trap. Four, 5, 6. All right. This will be the 4th magazine of 9.9 gram Riot balls, and which is the first for this build, this X-68 Stormtrooper build. It is a first. Let's see what else we get. Maybe we'll get through another magazine. All right, we still got it. Or maybe we won't, but let's see what we get anyways. It looks like we got 500 PSI. All right, mag 4, shot 1. 294. Yeah, we ain't gonna get all 6 shots, I don't think. Mag 4, shot 2. 272. Shot 3 for mag 4. 252. It's dying off now. And what we got for the next one? 226. 200. 166. Is probably not going to shoot it all this time. Yeah, dead trigger. All right. Hey, you know, still, I'm very happy with that. Very impressed. I finally got my goal 100% of getting 18 rounds, and that last shot being, you know, 285 or better, and it was well over that. And then on top of that, I got a couple more, decent shots off. So, in total, I got through 4 magazines. So let's turn the CO2 preheater off and let's go ahead and release what we have in here. Yeah, good little test today. Good little test. Very happy with this. All right. Good to go. I'll meet you back in the office and we'll go over the power numbers. Okay, back in the office to go over the numbers for today's testing with the Pistelli X-68 Stormtrooper build, 36 grams of CO2, using the 10g Riot balls. Hot shot today in mag 1, shot 1 was 476 feet per second, yielding 105.24 joules. Next shot number 2 was 456, yielding 96.58. Shot 3, 452 for 94.9 joules. 442 for 90.74 joules. 432 for 86.68 joules. And 422 for 82.72 joules. Magazine number 2 yielded 422 feet per second, 82.72 joules, 412 feet per second, 78.84 joules, 400 feet per second, 74.32 joules, 390 feet per second, 70.65 joules, 382, 67.78 joules, 372, 64.28 joules. Mag number 3 came in at 370 feet per second, 63.59 joules, 364 feet per second, 61.54 joules, 352 feet per second, 57.55 joules, 342, 328, 312 feet per second, yielding 54.33, 49.97, and 45.21 joules for mag number 3, completing the goal of getting 3 magazines or 18 rounds, 10g Riot balls. Mag 4 was bonus. We got a high of 294 feet per second or 40.15 joules for the first shot of mag 4. Then we get 272, 252, 226, 200, and 166 feet per second, yielding 34.36, 29.49, 23.72, 18.58, and the very ending last shot at 12 joules, or almost 13 joules. That was the results of today's testing. Again, this was ambient temperature, 60 degrees in the basement, using the 36 grams, 1 in the handle and 2 in the Umarex cylinder, and also using the preheater prototype, the Gen 2 CO2 preheater, which I didn't actually have that on as early as I normally do, so it probably didn't really play much into this. Maximum PSI that I saw was 800 PSI. The last test I did, test 4, final, I saw gains of 200 PSI using the preheater. Today I didn't see those gains because I didn't turn the preheater on soon enough. But in any case, this was a good test. And thanks for watching. And hopefully this was entertaining. Peace out.